I use these personal branding strategies to attract the love of my life on a dating app. True story. The first thing I did was figure out exactly who I was trying to attract. Were they fit? Were they unfit? Did they drink? Did they not drink? Did they like to hike, or would they prefer to be in a 5-star hotel sipping a margarita? Most of the people that I'm interested in speaking to are all of those things combined. So once I'd figured out exactly who I wanted in my life and who I would enjoy dating, I set about building my profile on Hinge and on Raya to attract that person. I chose a picture that was going to attract someone who would like to be outdoors, who enjoyed the sunshine, and probably enjoyed working out. I picked this picture specifically because it showed off my body, but it also showed it off in a non-sexual way, which is very important if you're trying to attract a meaningful relationship. The next thing I did was I included a video. Now, I appreciate not every single dating app allows you to do this, but the inclusion of a video meant that I'm a real person trying to connect with other real people. And that also allows people to want to make that connection with you. If you're trying to attract someone who isn't gonna put a mask up and isn't gonna pretend to be someone else, or worse, be a pen pal, not a real date, you need to show that you're a human too. The next thing I did is I picked a prompt that people would want to listen to. So the prompt that I picked was the biggest risk I'd taken. And in that prompt, I voice recorded the story of when I first started my business and how it's going now. And then I asked people to tell me about theirs. What was the biggest risk that they'd taken? I got more matches on that particular prompt than any picture or any video that I shared on my dating profile. The next picture that I shared is of me having a high tea, smiling with my friend. This shows that I'm not just out here partying. I do go and do things that are slightly different, and I'm kind of wholesome. Who doesn't drink tea that isn't wholesome? And this is where it finally gets into the dating era. I picked a picture of me in a beautiful dress where you can see full shot how tall I am, what my hair looks like, what the body looks like, and whether or not you'd be physically attracted to me. This is really, really important for your dating profile. Too many people rely either exclusively on their looks or don't include them at all because they think that in some way it's going to over-sexualize the dating experience. If you're trying to attract someone, the key word is attract. And if they're not physically attracted to you, then why would you want to go on a date on them? So although you don't want to exclusively rely on body shots, thirst traps, and topless pictures if you're a guy, you want to make sure you're including just enough so people can go, whoa, that person's really hot, without thinking you're, And then the next prompt that I used was something that would make people laugh. I said, let's debate this topic. When two vegans get into an argument, is it still called beef? Now, this isn't going to offend anyone unless you are overly sensitive, but it also shows people that I've got a little bit of a sense of humor. This, again, was one of my most matched prompts and was the reason that I actually connected with a lot of people who are still friends with me today. And then finally, I included a video of me doing a physical activity because I enjoy being outdoors. And if you don't enjoy being outdoors, then I probably wouldn't want to date you. And the second to final picture that I included was me at a festival, enjoying myself, showing that I can have a good time, and also showing that I have some friends. So if you're trying to attract the love of your life, or even just a date that is worth dating, you need to really think about who you want in your life, who you're going to enjoy spending time with, and the activities and the behaviors that you would expect that person to have in order to date you successfully. Once you have those three things, you can then optimize your dating profile like a marketing landing page to attract the people into your life that you want to spend time with. And this is exactly what I did. And 1 month later, I met the love of my life. And 10 months after that, he asked me to marry him.